Van Halen is one of the hottest names in hard rock music today. Promoters promise fans who attend a Van Halen concert an energy experience they'll never forget. That's a pretty big claim, but Van Halen is a pretty big operation. At 6 a.m. this morning, 5 semi-loads of equipment rolled up to the Sioux Falls Arena, and about 50 people have been at work ever since setting up the giant stage for tonight's show. And it's some stage, sprawling over nearly a quarter of the arena floor. Overhead is the world's largest touring lighting system, some 800 1,000-watt theater lights controlled by a technician off stage. Also suspended from the ceiling, one of the biggest sound systems in the world. 8 tons hanging, another 4 tons of speakers flank the stage. Van Halen's equipment alone cost about $10 million. And tonight, Sioux Falls rock fans will hear it all.
And we put the entire system in here, so everything that the people in Detroit and Chicago get, Sioux Falls have got as well. So they're just getting it, but they're getting the added bonus of being closer and nearer and having a nice small arena. It's a very nice arena, but it's going to be very intimate in here tonight and very good, I should imagine.
Pretty loud, too, huh?
Oh, yes, I'm afraid so, absolutely.
After tonight's show, it'll take about 4 hours for the roadies to tear everything down again. Then make it to Des Moines by 6 a.m. for an 8 o'clock concert tomorrow night.
My favorites are Cradle of Rock, Romeo's Delight, Simple Rhyme, Could This Be Magic, and Everybody Wants Them. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs. I wish I had a rough tape, because that song Red Zone, we did it. You know, it sounded hot on the
Red Zone?
Red Zone on the tape, but
It's not going on Yum?
no, we decided not to. We did simple rhyme instead of it. Don't even mention it though.
Yeah, I won't. No instrumentals on this one?
No. See, you know, everybody's going, you can do another guitar solo. You know. I mean, maybe later on I'll do, you know, if I really figure out something with the finger thing that's just totally different. Because I actually, like the first album, Eruption, was the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one I did it on a flamenco style,
Mm-hmm.
but it was still the same type of thing. And what could I do this time?
Yeah.
You know? So I didn't want to just do it for the sake of doing another solo.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait until I really do something good.
When you mix your albums, do you go with a small speaker and make it, you know, do you blow it up?
When we go in the studio, we take all our stage gear, set it up in a big room, and play live. Of course, there are separation baffles, you know, just in case something goes wrong where you have to fix up a guitar or overdub something. And Dave is in a separate booth, but we all do play and sing at the same time, which, unlike most bands who go in, lay down a rhythm track, and build on top of that over and over and so forth, until you get such a fat sound, and attempt a fat sound by massive overdubbing, which we don't do. If you listen to the records, you'll notice there are very few, if any, overdubs. Occasional rhythm guitar at most. And Ted Templeman takes care of the technical aspect of it. You know, he puts down vinyl.
Some new sensation. Well, the kid is into losing sleep, and he don't come home for half a week. You know, it's more than just an aggravation. In the cradle, we'll ride. Yes, the cradle will ride. And I say, rock on. Ooh, rock on. Some local kid gets down, they try and drum him out of town. They say you could at least fake it, boy. Fake it, boy. At an early age he hits the street, winds up tied with who he meets, and he's unemployed. Ow! In the cradle, we'll ride. In the cradle will ride. And I say, rock on.
Have you seen Junior's grades?
Boy, play it, boy. And so an early age he hits the
in case you missed the fact that I think Van Halen is here. I wish you guys would talk a little more. You know, bad interview. I mean, like, you know.
We got a new record out, and we've come down to play it for you. Look, I know there's a lot of you out there right now. There's a lot of you out there right now who are driving around in your cars, listening to this right now. I want you to do something for me. Keep driving, stare straight ahead, follow the hood ornament. Now, slowly reach down between your legs and ease the seat back. Now, with your right hand, reach slowly for the volume knob. Slowly. The volume knob. Now turn it all the way to the right. You're ready.
Hey everybody, welcome to part 3 of my Van Halen album deep dive series. Today I'm talking about their third studio album, Women and Children First. This was released on March 26, 1980, just a year and 3 days since the Van Halen 2 album was released. It was produced at Sunset Sound Studios with Ted Templeman once again, and it was the first album in a brand new decade. And this is the third album in a string of 4, which are just untouchable. These albums are perfect from start to finish, the golden era of the David Lee Roth era of Van Halen. Now, the band still had quite a few songs left over from that very prolific period before the first album was released. So you still had some songs left over from that great batch of tunes, and they had to write a couple of originals. But I think this is the briefest Van Halen album, if I'm not mistaken. But so many of these are classics. In terms of ranking this album, for me, probably would be in my top 3 Van Halen albums of all time. Of course, I'm always going to rank the David Lee Roth albums ahead of any Sammy Hagar Van Halen albums, but we'll get into that discussion when we get into those albums. So anyway, let's talk about the great tunes on this record. It starts off with "And the Cradle Will Rock," the first single. One of those David Lee Roth lyrics where he's talking about disenfranchised youth who are up to no good, juvenile delinquents, of which David Lee Roth considered himself one when he was growing up. But it's got a very gritty tune. It's a cool way to open up the record. I've always loved this song. Track 2 is the epic "Everybody Wants Some," one of those iconic, anthemic Van Halen songs. Got played on the radio all the time. I love David Lee Roth kind of going into that spoken word middle piece. And you have those sinister guitar stabs from Eddie Van Halen in the background. And then they turn up the tempo again. They kick it up and they start kicking ass on this song. I love the tempo shifts. This is just an all-time classic Van Halen tune.
I like the way the line runs up the back of the stockings. I've always liked those kind of high heels too, you know. No, don't take them off. Leave them on. Yeah, that's it. A little more to the right. A little more. Everybody wants some. I want some too. Whoa. Everybody wants some. Baby, how about you? Yeah. Everybody wants some. Everybody needs some. Everybody wants some. Everybody needs some. Look, I'll pay you for it. What the fuck?
Third track is Fools, kind of like Van Halen's Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, I guess. I love the chunka rhythm for this track. Again, that masterful rhythm section of Michael Anthony and Alex Van Halen earning their money on this song. gritty, dirty, raw track, and you can just hear him killing it in the studio. Track 4, one of the standout songs on this album, Romeo Delight. This is a very frenetic, fast-paced rocker, and the thing about it is, as much as they sound thrashy and heavy, underneath it all, you have this swinging rhythm from Michael Anthony and Alex Van Halen. That's, again, like I've made the point before, that's what sets Van Halen aside, is they always have this at the heart of all these heavy, fast rockers, which is very cool.
Special reason, what's the lie, cause I ain't leaving. We're in for a very long night. Heard a vicious rumor from your mama's tongue. You a desperate woman, need a man with a gun. High crime zone in the city of lights. Baby, please, can't take it anymore. I beg you, please, can't take it anymore. I'm taking whiskey to the party tonight, and I'm looking for somebody to squeeze. Somebody to fight, baby, don't get uptight, baby, please. Wanna see my ID, try to clip my wings, don't have to show you proof of anything. I know the law, friend. At the 11th hour, I'm going back outside. Give it a try, I'm your last loose end.
Side 2 opens with the very brief Tora Tora straight into Loss of Control. And again, this is what I'm talking about with that little swing rhythm. Yeah, this song is fast as hell. You may call it thrash, but it's got a bouncy, swinging melody rhythm underneath it all. One of the fastest, most aggressive tunes Van Halen would do in the David Lee Roth era. Just a fantastic track. Then the bluesy Take Your Whiskey Home. This kind of borrows the same template as Ice Cream Man, where you kind of have that acoustic bluesiness at the beginning, and then they start kicking ass and the rest of the song.
Well, my baby, she don't want me around. She said she's tired of watching me fall down. She wants a good life and all the best, but I like that bottle better than the rest. And she said, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Well, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. If you take your whiskey. With that liquor in the nighttime leaves strange memories. Seems a lifetime since yesterday. Come the daybreak, hey, come tomorrow. That woman's waited up all night for me again. Oh, she said, oh, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, I think that you're headed for a whole lot of trouble. Oh yeah. You're headed for a lot of trouble. If you take your whiskey home. Some goes to women, some goes to Jesus. That I'm absolutely certain both's alright. Everybody takes me halfway to the label, for I can even make it through the night. Oh, well, I think that you're in for a whole lot of trouble. Yeah, yeah, I think that you're in for a whole lot of trouble.
I happen to like this one a lot better than Ice Cream Man. I kind of wish Van Halen had done more bluesy songs because everyone they did just kills it, and this song is no exception. The next track, I hesitate to call it a novelty song, but it's just a very lighthearted, kind of a tongue-in-cheek song, almost like a campfire sing-along that Van Halen does on this track.
Out upon the islands on a cool summer night, buddy, you don't got to hurry, take your time. What you need is on the menu and you get it tonight, buddy, you got women's on your mind. Could this be magic, or could this be love? Could this turn tragic? You know that magic often does. And I see lonely ships upon the water. Better save the women and children first.
Could This Be Magic? Probably my least favorite song on the album, but I still like it a lot. But I'm just saying, it seems a little bit, if you're going to say there's any song that approaches being filler material, it's probably this one. And again, I'm not trying to hate on this song because I do like it a lot, but that's just my impression. And then the last track, In a Simple Rhyme, where you kind of get the soft and then the heavy. In a Simple Rhyme is definitely a classic Van Halen tune.
Well, back in the past when I was treated so coldly, my love life was a dire disgrace. Needed someone to love and hold me. That's one of the reasons that I was out of place. So this is love, well, she finally kissed me, had me all worked up inside. I was in love, but Cupid missed me. She up and left, and I almost died. But I was young and I was far from lonely. I've been that way for a long, long year. Needed a girl to call my one and only. Is that you? You think you got the interest? Come on and take the time. 'Cause you know I wanna be yours in a simple rhyme.
I like how it starts off kind of slow and then tempo shifts and it gets a lot heavier. They kind of vacillate back and forth between the light and the heavy, which Van Halen didn't do too much. They did a little bit of it, but this is a great example of how they could shift moods in the space of one song. But a nice way to conclude what I consider to be a solid, brilliant Van Halen album, Women and Children First. Let me know what you think of the album.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, rock fans. You delight Van Halen lighting up the sky tonight at the Cleveland Coliseum. Yes, and we just like to say, oh yeah, the WMMS 101 FM. Time and time again, they tolerate us better than the rest and the best, and it took the test to the rest and everything. Bum-ba-dee-da-bum. You thought I was jiving.
Get on, little dog.
Keep smiling Who cares about the clouds when we're together? When Van Halen comes around, it's sunny weather. Sounds familiar.
Hope you're doing great and take care.